Good evening, and welcome to the St. Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle, Mementos.
Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the St. Pete by Night YouTube channel where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer tabletop role-playing game set in the world of darkness. We play Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, and Werewolf the Apocalypse. My name is Crafty Mirage, and you can find me on all social media at Crafty Mirage, and I am one of the storytellers here at St. Pete by Night. Make sure to check out St. Pete by Night on all major social media platforms. We're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and we're on YouTube. Of course, we're also on Twitch, but you should check us out on our website, stpetebynight.com. We have our city map, we have our storyteller profiles, and we have our one-of-a-kind threat meter. If you aren't already a subscriber here on YouTube, you should go ahead and hit that follow button and catch up on all of our chronicles and their episodes. And if you're interested in playing with us, come and join our amazing Discord server and be a part of our amazing community. Today we are playing Mementos, one of the chronicles here on St. Pete by Night, and we're doing a little vignette, the last set of vignettes of our prologue before our chronicle truly kicks off. Let's go ahead and introduce our players.
Hello, I'm Rowe. I play Shaun Allen and Nosferatu.
We find ourselves in San Antonio, Texas. It is hot tonight. Despite it being only April, it feels like it's already summertime, even at 9 p.m. in Texas. Shaun Allen is a young Nosferatu who has lived in this city his entire embrace, and I believe most of his life. Tonight we find ourselves inside of a place called Night's Watch Games. A gaming store that sells TTRPGs, Magic the Gathering cards, and all sorts of tabletop gaming. Shaun, you are kind of just relaxing tonight. You're looking around, seeing all of the games that are being played. People not really meeting your gaze because anytime they look at you, there's a sense of discomfort at your appearance. Can you go ahead and describe to the audience what Shaun looks like?
Yes, Shaun is pretty much covered around 90% of his body in burn scars. He does wear a face mask, which does very little to hide his disfigurement, but he has his hair pretty, short around the sides, and yeah.
So you're going through all of the books, looking at the new supplements to have come out for your favorite tabletop role-playing game. You're looking at the variety of dice and minis that are lying about. And one of the shop owners, Kyle, he notices you. Kyle has always been a super cool dude. He never treated you any differently despite your disfigurements. And he looks at you like a normal person. And when he sees you, he skirts out from behind the counter where he had just been helping a customer and jogs on over to you. Shaun, you are never gonna believe what I got for you. I put it aside.
Sweet, what?
He pulls up a copy of a limited edition printing of your favorite tabletop role-playing game that has it like one of those like collector's editions, like special covers. And waggles his eyebrows a little bit. We managed to get a collector's edition in.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the staff, we were able to get our own copies, but there just happened. It seems like there was a shipping mistake and someone just happened to order an extra by mistake. And he's like holding it in front of you, waving it a little bit.
Nah. For real?
Dude, you're one of the nicer people to come in here, to come in here. So yeah, here. You're gonna pay for it regardless, but if anyone is gonna have it, I'm gonna let my best customer have it.
Heck yeah, dude. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. We also got some new dice in for tonight. In today's shipment, we also got some new some of those cards for the newest batch that came out. It's pretty good. It was a pretty good day for the gaming community in general.
Man, yeah, definitely. Was actually planning on getting a new set of dice. Never can have too many, right?
Right. But yeah, I have my break in 10 minutes here. If you were interested, maybe we could play a round of cards.
Hell yeah. At least a round or two, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you only come I like that you come at later in the evening because it's a lot quieter and I'm able to get away and actually play a little bit with some of the customers.
Yeah, I've always been a bit of a night owl.
We all are these days. Daytime's overrated, am I right?
Right.
Yeah, no one likes waking up early. And if
been there, done that.
And if you really want the McGriddle from McDonald's that bad, you just wake up at 4 a.m. You just get it at 4 a.m. before you go to bed. But let me finish up with a couple of customers that seem like they're ready to check out, and we'll sit down and play a couple of rounds.
Hell yeah.
So Kyle steps away, and you're looking down at the cover of your soon-to-be purchase when your phone rings. You feel the vibration in your pocket.
Take it out and look.
It is your sister, Sarah.
Well, I stepped to a less busy part of the store and answered.
Shaun! Guess what?
You grew an extra arm.
I mean, that would be pretty cool, but no, that's not what happened.
You gonna leave me in suspense?
I mean, I should, but no. I got accepted into South Florida University.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think I would get in because they don't generally take in, like, they're, like, the waiting list for out-of-state students is so freaking long, especially for their medical program. But they actually want me. I got my acceptance letter in the mail earlier today.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. Like when?
I mean, it's April now, so I'd probably be moving after graduation. I mean, you're happy for me, right? I'm thinking of going.
Yeah, I'm fucking happy for you. Why wouldn't you think I wasn't?
Because you were quiet. Sounds like you were sad or something. Do you just not want your little sis to go all the way to Florida with all the crazy Florida men and the alligators just wandering the streets with their babies?
I mean, yeah, like, do you even know how to wield an alligator?
Wait, what? Is that a thing? Do I need to know how to wield an alligator in Florida? Seriously, Shaun, is that a thing? Oh, yeah, sure, laugh it up. Listen,
Alley Cat, I'm really happy for you.
So, I was looking at tuition cost and apartment costs and everything. It is gonna be a little bit pricey. I might have to take out more loans than I expected.
No, you don't worry about that shit.
Seriously?
Seriously, I got a little nest egg and shit. You know me.
I mean, yeah, but, like, I didn't know that you were saving money for college and shit.
The fuck you think I was saving money for? Surgery?
I mean, I legitimately thought you were just feeding your dice addiction.
I mean, that too, but, you know, dice ain't that expensive.
Okay. But, no, I was, like, actually thinking, how do you feel about maybe leaving Texas?
What, like, wait, you want me to go with you and shit?
Yeah. What's keeping you here, Shaun, other than me? We could go to Florida. We could start fresh. There's a lot of opportunities for private security in Florida, apparently, from the quick Google search I just did before this phone call.
You know, I'm gonna have to at least put in a couple weeks, and that's not a guarantee, but
come on, seriously, Shaun, people around here suck. Texas isn't as good as it used to be. It's just getting crazier out here. I mean, Florida's not not exactly the best place either, especially with all the crazy shit happening there, but like it would still be a fresh start. And St. Petersburg and Tampa are actually pretty cool places to live, apparently. I mean, if you ignore the power plant okay, apparently a power plant exploded. They've got some pretty intense stuff in their news articles. Jesus Christ.
Like, have you never heard of Florida man and Florida woman? There's like fucking reasons and shit.
I didn't think that there would be an energy plant exploding, though. That's kind of... Apparently it was a eco-terror... Environmentalists can be terrorists now. Shaun, I just learned something today. Come on, asshole. What do you think?
I mean, no fucking promises, but yeah, like, I'll definitely... Let's get you fucking set up first, at least.
Yeah, we can just leave. Like, I can probably finish... Honestly, we could probably leave a lot sooner than graduation. I'm already graduating, and I don't actually have to be at the graduation. I'd rather just get moved. Like, I've got all my credits, I've got my diploma is guaranteed. I'm pretty much just coasting this last month.
Are you gonna have them, like, send it to you in the mail and shit?
Yeah.
They do that now?
Yeah. They had to, like, start doing it for, like, students who were, like, it was, like, a thing during COVID, apparently. But, like, they kept it for options for students who, like, it mainly homeschooled kids, but there are some students who do some of their classes from home, I think. But, yeah.
I mean, right on. If that's something you want to fucking do, then yeah.
Yeah, like, and I did start looking at some of the scholarships. Apparently, there's a volunteer program that can get me a grant for medical school as well.
Right on. You've done your fucking homework.
I've kind of been thinking about this for a long time. I've been wanting to get out of Texas, and I've wanted to get you out of Texas too. I just don't think that this is a good place for us, and I think we both need a fresh start. I think that this place just has too many bad memories, and St. Petersburg could have some good ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Fuck it. Let's do it. Tell the first guy set you up.
Yes! Awesome! Okay. I will start I'll start texting you a few places on Zillow that I've been looking at, and I'll also text you the information of the college, and I'll also text you the information about the grants that I'm applying for, and she just starts listing all of the stuff that you can tell would have taken weeks of research and preparation.
Just takes it all in.
And yeah, you can very much tell that this is something that she was hoping for and she was excited for.
I'll start looking into these immediately. Not immediately, but yeah, when I get home.
All right. I'll talk to you later. I've got to call Stacy and Kelly and a couple of others and let them know what's going on.
All right. Talk with you later, Alley Cat.
Bye, asshole.
Hang up.
How are you feeling? What's going through your mind right now?
Gotta talk to people. I can't just up and leave that easily.
No, that's not how the Camarillo works after all. Even in San Antonio. But that's something you can do after a few games with Shaun, and that is what you do. You relax the rest of the night playing a couple of rounds of cards with Shaun, with Kyle, and you have some fun with him, knowing that you're not gonna be able to see him as much as you did while you were living here. You talk to your sire and get permission to go to St. Petersburg with his blessing, knowing that you are still being told that that you are still under accounting, but he is giving you full express permission to go out on your own to a new city. He does inform you that he will be putting you into contact with someone in St. Petersburg, so you're not entirely on your own while you're there. That you'll have someone that you know, and his contact's name is Scott Miller, a Brujah that he's pretty close with, and who he knows through his contacts within the prison system.
It's a load off.
But you take a couple weeks to pack up, to find a place for your sister to stay in St. Petersburg, a nice neighborhood that's not too expensive but safe. You start the process of hiring a moving company to help her pack and get the plane tickets needed to travel across the country, making sure she goes first because she always wants to travel during the day and you have to travel at night. But eventually you do get to St. Petersburg. You get in contact with Scott. And you have all this opportunity and this brand new adventure waiting before you, lying ahead. And that's where we're going to end this session of this little vignette of our session. And we're going to move on to our next story.
Hi, I'm Wex, a Dark Path on TikTok. I play Emeric Vale, Tremere, who had to go to Paris to pick something up and to meet an old friend.
Panshi.
Hi, my name is Panshi. I go by Panshi_Artista on most of the socials. I am playing Walter Sims, but you can call me Wally. And I am here to meet our lovely Emeric in Paris.
We find ourselves in Paris, France. Home of the Louvre, Notre Dame, and to the Eiffel Tower. It's also where Prince Villon, one of the oldest kindred in the Camarilla, one of the oldest Toreadors, is the prince and still holds domain over this city that never seems to lose its light. Emeric, you came back and returned to Paris after you performed the ritual to communicate with your sire. And you learned that she had left a key behind in the safe house that she had transported you to from Vienna. that night that the chantry fell. You booked a flight almost immediately after performing this ritual and left Leaf behind in St. Petersburg and brought Lanny with you to retrieve the key that you needed and then eventually go to the safety deposit box to retrieve this grimoire that Miriam said that she left behind for you. But you stayed in Paris for a few days. Lanny has never been, and frankly, you love the art museum here.
True.
On this night, you find yourself walking beside the Seine River, having just left the Louvre. It's around midnight, but being a kindred, you are able to get in after hours and look at the classics. You looked at the Mona Lisa, you looked at all of Da Vinci's greatest pieces, and you got your fill of all of the wonderful art that Paris had to offer. You, of course, had already made a point to make your introductions to Prince Villon upon arriving at the city and ensuring that you were only going to be here a few days before returning back to the Americas, as he called them. You find yourself walking along the sidewalk. There is some movement out during the night. A few kine here and there walking along the streets as you are. Mostly tourists. Couple of drunk people having just come from the from the Eiffel Tower. And you glance across the bridge, and you spot the familiar sight of the Bibliothèque Mazarin. And you realize that you have an opportunity to visit an old friend. After all, this friend enjoys this library in particular, out of all of the libraries in Paris. So you and Lanny make your way across the Pont du Carrousel, over to the Bibliothèque Mazarin, and are allowed in via the special privilege of being undead. The inside of the Mazarin Library is iconic in terms of architecture. The exterior is just this fantastic stonework of almost yellowed stone, like yellow. It almost resembles limestone, the exterior. The archways leading inside, the classic windows. And when you go inside, you see the polished wood floors, you see statues, and you can smell the comforting scent of books and paper. You enter into the main area of the library where most people gather to study. And you see one desk that still has a lamp that is currently on. What would you like to do?
I'm going to approach the desk. See if it's anybody I recognize. And if not, maybe get some guidance to where I might find some particularly obscure books.
The desk you go to is empty. You see that there are papers and a stack of books, but there's no one there. Wally.
Me.
You are on the second floor of the Mazarin. and you are able to clearly look over. You had heard the footsteps of someone approaching, and you looked over the rail of the second floor. And you see a man with brown hair slicked back, walking beside a woman with short red hair that's shaved on the sides. Upon closer inspection, you realize that you recognize this individual. It's Emeric, the Tremere who had gone and left Paris just less than a year ago.
Okay. We're alone.
Yes, the mezzanine is closed. There are no kind here. The only kind that are here are meant to be here, and it's only because that the kindred allow them to be. But generally, whenever you work in this area, you pretty much send them away and do your work in peace.
And I see him approaching my desk.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay a bit quiet till he goes over, and I don't know, would he start looking at the books?
He's absolutely looking at the books to see what the type of books are, what the themes might be, just sort of to get a lay of who this person might be who's here, and if it's who he hopes it is.
The plants are mostly botanical. Like the books are on plants, botanical articles, encyclopedias, and all that. And as soon as you get closer to get a read, you're going to hear a coin drop up in the balconies of the second floor. Well, I thought I'd never see you around here. Look at the witch's cat brought in.
I was wondering when you were going to make introductions. It's been a long time.
That's for certain.
Maybe
How have you been?
I've been good. I see you have a new hobby. Plans, is it?
It's just a little bit of help to an old friend. Here, hang on. I'm gonna get down there. And while he's going to scurry up, then closes flight of stairs, because we're not jumping rails in this bitch. We are respectful boys.
Gotta be respectful in Paris.
We gotta be respectful in the library.
So, no greenhouse then? No special growing of... I don't know. Anyway, so if this isn't your hobby, you're helping out a friend. What are you up to these days? What is interesting you when you're not
Me.
looking into plants, as it were?
More plants, looking in more gardens, and gardens breed creatures, you know that. But these plants are special. A friend is trying to get some for his collection, and maybe, just maybe, I can get them to bring some stuff towards me.
Sounds at least interesting, but your talents
Yes.
are wasted on this, and you know that. I know that.
I mean, you call it a waste, I call it research.
Research is never a waste, but with a mind like yours, I simply think that you might be... there are things in this world that we could find that I think would make any plant seem mundane. If you're interested.
You've always had a very prolific, what is that freaking word in English? Parnostic way of speaking. You speak to way many words, Emeric. Speak your point, you need my help.
Need is a strong word, but I like working with you, and I've got a job over progress across the pond, as it were. Florida, if you're interested. Finding some...
The America.
Yeah, the Americas, of course, as it were. We've been tracking down some really obscure and fascinating things. I think you'd be one, very good at it, and two, I think it would be information you would be very happy to have, and things you really want to know.
I mean, are we talking court information? Are we talking artifacts information? Are we talking favors? Or are we talking long-term jobs?
We're talking long term. I mean, relatively speaking, for us, obviously. And we're talking information, talking artifact information. We're talking just cool shit in general. And I don't say that very often. You know, I'm
Wow.
usually more composed than that, but it's been very... I haven't had time to really dive into this until now. I've had, as you know, other projects I've been looking into, but this sort of gives me some purpose, and it's distracted me from the chase that I had been on. And I've got leads there now anyway, but at the end of the day, like this is... I find it fascinating, and I believe that you would find it fascinating too, if you're interested. If not, it's a long trip and travel's a pain. I can arrange it. Well, he would look over at Lanny. Lanny can arrange it. I don't know. It's a small group right now. There's just myself and one other. We had some others, but they decided to go their own way. They just didn't work out, but Leaf's reliable. Good in a
Leaf?
pinch. Yes.
Like a plant.
Yeah, like a plant. You like plants, right? You should come with us. You would like Leaf. She's a little
Fair.
little dark sometimes, but she's... I enjoy her.
When you say she's a little dark, he's going to give you this deadpan look, like a little dark. A vampire. Really.
Let's just say she's a little dark for even a kindred. She likes the shadows, as it were.
Oh. I mean, you had me at interesting artifacts, and for the first time in a couple of years I saw you cuss, so there must be some interesting stuff for real.
Quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, are you providing the tickets?
Yeah. Lanny, she can arrange that. She can get us flights immediately, as it were. She's resourceful like that.
Fair enough then. I will talk to my friend and ask for this break. And I maybe can meet you there then in a couple of days. I just need to finish up some stuff.
I might hang around. We might get a flight together if that works for you. Perhaps
It
Lanny
works.
can charter us a small jet or something. It might be...
It's easier. We
much
don't want to get lost, don't we?
And we certainly don't want to get stuck in customs. And you know,
Yeah, that's not a pleasant experience.
and as far as interesting plants go, I haven't had a lot of time to explore the botanical gardens in Florida, but I hear they are quite extraordinary, and there might be some samples you could use to further your own research.
The plants are not for me, Emeric, thank you.
I realize, but favors are favors, and this friend seems like they're very interested in plants. And
Oh, they are.
You might find
They
something...
would be amazed to see you talking about that by bloody Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you've heard the stories, and it's not all untrue. There are some interesting characters in Florida. I will give you that. But the court, the city is...
Where are we going?
fairly good.
Where are we going?
St. Petersburg. Have you heard any of the rumors about the kind of... I would say chaos is the wrong word.
Have I?
Wally, go. I will say that at this point, everyone in the Camarilla has heard of St. Petersburg. You don't know a lot of details. Like, you don't know you don't know like all of the fine details, but you do know that the news that everyone knows about St. Petersburg is that it was a city that initially belonged to the Prince of Tampa before the Toreador Isabel de Navarra decided to claim praxis on the peninsula herself, and was actually granted that praxis.
So, at the mention of St. Petersburg, he's going to huff a little laugh and cross his arms and look at you. So you want me to go to Florida, to the city of the bloody roses that rebelled and made it through?
I know, it's...
For artifact hunt?
I mean, for an artifact hunt. I said artifact hunt, I thought that would be enough, but if you need more...
I mean, you might as well have proposed to me.
I didn't bring a ring, Wally, but I could get one if it would make it easier.
Oh no, please don't. I don't have the fingers for it. That's waste. But you can help me pull up some stuff then. Let's go. He's going to clap your shoulder and grab the books.
Let's that was easier than I expected, Wally. I look forward to
Lanny will look between the two of you before looking at you, Emeric. Are we still stopping in New York, sir?
Shit.
Do you mind? If not, we can drop you in St. Pete and then head off. It's fine.
I mean,
to be honest, I just
Central
gotta
Park
pick up.
got plans down.
I have to pick up something from a lockbox and go from there. That's about it.
I mean, Central Park has a lot of plants. I can keep up my work then.
All right, you can check out Central Park, and I will retrieve what I need to retrieve in New York, and we'll head to Florida.
Bloody Florida. From all the places in the Americas, Emeric. Florida.
It's a young city, and for people like us who are, well, not completely young, but on the younger side of this life, it offers a lot of opportunities that we don't get other places. I think you're going to like it there.
Opportunities. Of course, his opportunities is the America.
It
is indeed.
Lanny will kind of just she can't help herself. She makes a face at the idea of America being still considered a land of opportunity and kind of just like...
Oh, it was very satirical.
I mean, she is from, like, the blue blood family, so, I mean... For her, it kind of was.
Yeah, but she also watches the news.
That's fair. Anyone with half a brain would know that, and she has at least half a brain.
Yep. Yeah, she's just... I mean, it's okay.
Jesus.
And she'll whip out her phone and just start making travel arrangements.
Yeah, just give me a couple days so I can get some stuff sorted out.
Get it sorted, we'll head out and we'll go from there. I look forward to it. Anything you need from me to prepare? Anything I can do to expedite your departure, as it were?
Find me a good hospital.
In Florida, or?
In Florida.
Yeah, there's plenty. Well, I'll find you something. That's completely fine.
Thank you.
Do I want to know why you need a hospital?
You don't need to know why I need a hospital.
Okay, then I don't need to know.
Thank you.
As long as I'm not bringing any additional cargo people, right? On the plane?
Oh, leave that to me.
Lanny should know she's chartering a plane if you're going to bring people with us, but yeah, we can find you a good hospital.
They are not going with us. That's not safe.
Wally, you keep your secrets. I'm not going to pry.
It's not safe for him to travel with me. The hospital would never let him.
It's fine. You know what? I'll find you a hospital. What you do with that, who you need to put there, that is your business. I will stay out of it. We've known each other long enough that I know well enough to not poke any further. I will find you your hospital.
As I am not poking, why are we going to bloody New York and then we're going to Florida instead of staying just there? New York is very, very more interesting.
Depending on how New York plays out, we might have some discussions to have. I will let you know.
Nice.
You catch up the rest of the night, going over some manuscripts that Wally has found interesting in the library, sharing stories of interesting things that you've seen and done in the time you've been apart. And a couple days later, you get on an airplane headed to your destination, St. Petersburg. And that's where we're going to end this scene and on to the next.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaboration with our partnered vendors, Wolfpack Dice, Ember Fox Dice, Dragon Ink Dice, Bera the Bard, Champs Tramps, Panshi Artista, and Chromatic Creations. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpetbynight.com. The official theme song for St. Petersburg by Night is Vampire by Faith and Failure. You can find them at faithandfailure.com. You can follow SPbN on all socials with the hashtag StPeteByNight. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at ko-fi.com/StPeteByNight to help keep the stories rolling.
Hey, I'm Lisha, and I will be playing Parker, a 19-year-old Walmart employee.
Parker is a mortal. She is a kind girl who recently moved from the Pacific Northwest to the area known as St. Petersburg, Florida, where her uncle Shaun and her grandmother reside. Parker managed to move in with her uncle and has regular visitations with her grandmother, and she spends her evenings and her afternoons working as a stock person within the local Walmart of St. Petersburg. Today we find ourselves at around 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Parker, you have just clocked in for your shift, but you haven't been feeling the best today. You kind of woke up, you had a migraine to start the day with, to start your day. You really didn't do much but nibble on your breakfast. Lunch, really. It's all the same when you wake up past noon, right? But you felt like you basically just nibbled on your food. You didn't even want to have your regular energy drink or your coffee. It was really just water today. But you gotta make your money, you gotta make your paycheck. So you went into work regardless of how you were feeling. You've just clocked in and you pull up your phone to the app where all of you, the employees of the building, get their instructions and their work assignments for the day. And once again, you've been put on stocking the end caps throughout the store.
Great.
How have you been feeling since moving to St. Petersburg?
Well, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride getting here, but once I got here, it's been pretty good. It's kind of a fresh start. I'm looking forward to the life I'm going to build here.
And how's Grandma been? How have your visits with your grandmother been?
They've been great. She's been the biggest support for my move out here. She's always been my best friend. And I know that might sound a little cheesy because she's my grandma, but I love her.
And what about Uncle Scott?
Uncle Scott's cool. I mean, he let me stay here. He charges me super low rent, and he got me the job at the store he manages.
Now, you haven't really been able to get to know Uncle Scott as much since he kind of fucked off when he was young, around your age too. And you grew up with just the stories that he was basically you when he was younger, in the same situation that you're in, only he got in a little bit more trouble. He managed to turn it around though, so that's why your parents felt okay letting you stay with him, since he has been making an effort to do better. But all of these, his job as the manager, his volunteer work outside of business hours, keeps him pretty busy, so you don't really get to see much of Uncle Scott, do you?
Not a lot, no. Not unless our shifts at the food pantry line up.
But it's okay, though. Even if you don't get to see him very often, you pretty much have the apartment to yourself during the day because Uncle Scott has to sleep, so he can be ready for his shift at an overnight. And you get to go out, you get to hang out with your friends. You've made a couple of new friends here, one of them being your boyfriend now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Derek?
Derek is something else. I don't think I've ever met anyone like him. He's just genuinely good. He's a good person.
And your friend Jessica, she's really fun to hang out with, right?
Yeah, she's great. She took me under her wing right away. Right when I started. And she's the kind of person you want to have as your friend.
And it's nice to have a friend at work because God knows working at Walmart isn't exactly glamorous. Working in retail isn't exactly the glamorous life anyone wants. But hey, it's a paycheck, right?
Yeah, and at least I'm stocking shelves at night, so not so many customers.
You get your cart for the day that has the boxes of stuff to start loading onto the end caps of the aisles. The store still has customers within it, but you do see that, since you two are such peas in a pod, that Jessica has been paired off with you today to help you stock the end caps. And you do see her heading your way. She has 2 bottles of Coke in her hands, one for you and one for her. And as she approaches you, she starts to hold one out for you and notices how pale you look and how run down you are. And she... You okay, Parker?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I just don't feel great, but I got it.
Oh god, you didn't get that neurovirus that's going around, did you?
Isn't that just a common cold?
No, it's where, like, okay. It's where you kind of, like, shoot out both ends.
Ew.
What? That's what it is.
No, it's not that bad.
There's, like, there was a whole outbreak in the, like, up in the Northeast, and they had to, like, shut down schools, apparently, and my mom saw it on the news.
Gross. Can you imagine an entire school full of kids shooting out both ends?
That's why they shut the school downs for the week.
Well, I'll take the Coke anyway. Hopefully it'll help with my headache.
Yeah, here you go. You two start getting to work. And you just start stalking. You take small sips of the Coca-Cola as you're working throughout, like doing the first part of your shift. Go ahead and give me a composure and stamina roll.
I would like to apologize as I am on my laptop, and I don't actually have my character sheet. Could you possibly tell me how many dice?
Yeah, one moment. Let me just pull up Parker's sheet. So, between your stamina and your composure, you have a 5 dice pool.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. You start feeling a gurgle in your stomach. Like a sharp pain. You're not going to throw up or anything else, but it's not getting better. Your head is starting to feel worse. You're feeling a little overheated, your body feels hot. When you reach a hand up to touch your forehead with the back of your hand, you can feel that you're a little feverish, actually.
I'm really not feeling good.
Jessica will look at you and shoot you a look of concern. Do you want some Pepto or something? Some Tylenol?
I already took some Tylenol before I came in. Can't take any more yet.
You don't. And she reaches out to touch your forehead. Dude, you have a fever. You can't be working when you have a fever.
But I'm not working with food. It's fine, right?
I don't want to catch whatever it is you have, and I doubt anyone else will.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Look, go talk to the shift lead. See if he'll let you go home early, because I can't, none of us can afford to get sick right now. I know I know it would suck to lose out on a few hours, but it's better to rest for tonight and take some medicine. She gestures to the pharmacy aisle, and hopefully feel better tomorrow than wear yourself down and get worse and then be out for even more time.
You're right. You're always right. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll go talk to him.
You see her pull some hand sanitizer out of her pocket and put it on her hands. Alright, go talk to the shift manager. I've got this covered. And let them know that I'll be fine by myself if they try to make a fuss about me working by myself.
Okay. Thanks, Jess.
No problem. Just feel better, okay?
Okay.
You head to the back of the department store, and you find a manager, and initially they give you the typical capitalist corporate bullshit, just being like, are you sure you can't work through it? Are you sure? All that, the stuff that you shouldn't have to deal with, but you have to because this is America.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually,
I show them the bottle of Pepto I brought with me from the aisle.
Yeah. But eventually you do get the okay from this shift manager to head on out for the day. You step outside and the sun is beginning to set. You're hoping that traffic won't be too bad heading back home. And you probably should be arriving home just about around the time that Uncle Scott is getting ready to leave.
Okay, then I can let him know what's up.
Yeah. Now, how are you getting home?
Well, normally I'd walk, but Well, if I'm sick, I shouldn't take the bus, so I probably should walk.
Okay. You walk the about 10 minutes it takes to get to the residence that you and your Uncle Scott live in. You fumble around with the keys and shove them into the door. By the time you get there, the sun has fully set now. And you go inside, and it's dark inside.
Uncle Scott? Are you up yet?
You hear silence at first.
Scott?
You suddenly hear movement from the bedroom, his bedroom, and you hear the sound of furniture being shifted a little aggressively.
You okay? Scott? I'm gonna go more into the house. Flip on the light.
You turn the light on, and the living room and like kitchen area seems normal. Doesn't seem like anything is unusual about that. You see the sliding glass door of that heads into the backyard. Nothing unusual there. It's closed. The curtains are still drawn. They look undisturbed. You turn to look at your uncle's closed door. And once again, you hear a thud. And a groan.
Does this sound like something I should be interrupting?
Go ahead and give me a wits and awareness. Your pool for that would be 4 dice.
Can I re-roll as a mortal?
You can spend a willpower, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower to re-roll. I got 0 successes.
It's a strange sound, and you're not sure what could be the sound of it. What could be the result of that sound? You don't know what's going on with Uncle Scott behind that door. Is he in trouble?
Oh.
Is he also sick? Shoot, did he catch what you have? Maybe he gave it to you.
I'll knock loudly on the door. Scott? You all right in there?
There's silence.
I'll knock a little louder.
You keep knocking. And you strain to hear about beyond it. But now you don't hear anything.
I'm just gonna open the door.
Okay. You open the door. You don't usually go into Uncle Scott's room.
No, but he might be in trouble.
Yeah. But, so when you open the door, it's pitch black in there. The only light coming in at this present time is the light from the living room.
What do I see inside?
Inside, you see his nightstand pushed over, the lamp on the floor. The bed, it doesn't even look like he slept under covers. So it's while the bedspread is wrinkled, it is not as disturbed as it would be for someone who slept fully in it.
Do I see my uncle?
Give me a wits and awareness. Actually, I'll continue to use the one that you...
Okay.
With your previous roll, you do not see your uncle at this present time. The only light coming into... the light that has come into this room is pretty much just illuminating the bed and the nightstand that got knocked on its side, and of course your shadow is stretching across the beam of light as well.
Okay, well, this is starting to feel really weird. Uncle Scott?
Do you step inside?
Yes.
You step inside the room. And as you do so, the door slams shut behind you. And you are suddenly plunged into darkness.
I would automatically put my hands up, like, to defend myself. Because I don't know what's happening.
You feel something move past you incredibly fast. To your right. Your hair, you can feel your hair move with this sudden rush. And you can sense a large figure beside you in the darkness. What do you do?
I try to reach behind me for the door.
You go to reach for the door. Give me a dexterity and athletics roll.
What would that be?
That would be 5 dice.
I got 4 successes.
4 successes. You manage to move back, take a step back, just as you feel a hand swipe in the direction that in the spot that you had been in. And you hear an almost feral growl of frustration. You begin to scream, and suddenly you feel yourself shoved very forcefully. Your feet leave the ground. You feel as you fly and your back hits the door of your uncle's room. Go ahead and take 1 superficial damage.
Okay.
Actually, no, it would be an aggravated damage because you're mortal.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the excruciating pain radiate across your back as you hit the door. You're pretty sure that the balsa wood splintered beneath the impact when you hit it. And you drop down to the ground. You can feel this presence, whatever it is, looming over you.
I scramble towards the bed and try to get under it.
You scramble towards the bed, managing to quickly crawl past this individual. And as you're beginning to crawl beneath where you felt where you last remember the bed being, you feel a hand grab your ankle and begin to pull you back.
I kick.
Okay, go ahead and strength and brawl, 4 dice.
One success.
You move to kick this individual, but you feel the other leg get grabbed. And you are so effortlessly pulled out from under the bed that you begin to wonder what kind of creature, what kind of person has the kind of strength to just yank you back like that as if you weighed nothing more than a feather.
I'm screaming for help at this point.
You feel one of the hands leave your ankle and go to grab at the back of your neck and begin to lift you up into the air. The pressure that you feel is excruciating. It's like someone is clamping your muscles down with heavy duty machinery. You're screaming through all of this. The individual pulls you back until your back is to their chest. You can feel nothing but pure muscle. And suddenly you feel a sharp pain in your neck. That pain slowly begins to fade from agony to ecstasy. It stops hurting and it starts feeling good.
I relax completely.
You relax in this grasp. And you can feel your head beginning to feel foggy and lighter. You can feel whatever this person is, their mouth on your neck. You can feel blood being pulled from your body. You can hear your heartbeat beginning to slow. The swimming in your head slows. The rushing in your ears begins to quiet. The darkness that you see before you starts to fill with spots. And you start to feel sleepy.
Maybe if I sleep for a bit, I'll feel better when I wake up.
You close your eyes, feeling even more tired and sleepy. And you can feel yourself drifting. Your breath slows. Your heartbeat slows. You go limp in this grasp. You've never felt lighter, and you've never felt more exhausted or weak in your entire life. And you can, and what's the last thing you think of before you completely lose consciousness and leave this earth?
They're gonna try to get me to come into work tomorrow.
And that is your last thought as a living mortal. You're in darkness for a time. Nothingness. You're not even sure you're you're conscious in any capacity. But you do just remember nothing. The next thing you know, you feel warmth on your tongue. Well, not exactly warm, but you feel a congealed sensation on your tongue. A viscous fluid. And it tastes amazing. You can feel yourself accepting whatever liquid this is as it travels down your throat. You feel your pinky twitch. It's the first thing that comes back to life, that reanimates. And then it flinches again, twitches again. Your body begins to come back. And suddenly your eyes fly open. And you shoot up with a gasp in your bed, in your room.
It was a dream. It was just a bad dream.
You see Uncle Scott standing over you. Red streaks of blood traveling on either side of his mouth and down his face from his eyes.
God, are you okay?
His head is hanging low, and he is shaking it in abject shame. And looks at you with such an anguish and despair. Why did you have to come home so early? Why'd you have to come home early?
I didn't feel good. Are you okay? What happened to you?
I'm so sorry. I didn't want this to happen to you. But I couldn't let you. I was so hungry when I woke up.
What are you talking about?
You see him turn away, and as he says, fuck, and punches the wall of your room so hard that it literally goes deep into the elbow. Like, his arm goes through the drywall out the other end, out the other side.
What the fuck, Scott? What is happening?
He pulls his hand back. There's drywall dust all over it. You also see that there is he has torn the flesh of his knuckles a little bit. And you see him look at it, flex his hand a little bit, and before your eyes, you see the flesh stitching back together, mending, as if magically. He turns back to look at you.
What the fuck is going on?
You came home early. As I woke from my sleep, extremely hungry. And you were the first warm body I could find.
Ew. What does that even mean?
He gestures to the vanity that you have in your room with the little LED mirror.
I'll look over at it.
Parker, you've never been a person with a tan complexion. You've always been pale. But the sight that you see in the mirror isn't just paleness. It's corpse-like. In fact, the only time you've seen someone that pale before is maybe the last time you went to a family member's funeral and you were looking down at the corpse in the casket during the wake.
My grandfather.
There's no color to your complexion at all. There's no blush to your cheeks. There's not even any of that discoloration beneath your eyes anymore from the lack of sleep the night before. It's just a deathly pallid white.
I knew I was sick, but I didn't think it was this bad. What? I don't understand.
You feel your stomach as you stare at yourself beginning to growl. But not in a way that it's ever growled before. It's an ache. It's more of an ache and less of a movement, a shifting. Like, you know that feeling when your stomach flexes? It's not like that because it's just emptiness. You feel a pit inside you that needs sustenance. It's hunger. You recognize it as hunger, but it's not a hunger that you have ever experienced in your life.
Why do I feel so awful?
You sniff the air as you say that, and suddenly smell something you actually that actually smells appetizing in the direction of Uncle Scott.
I'll look over at him.
You look over at him, and you're sniffing the air, almost tasting it on your tongue. And your eyes just drift to the blood on his face that has been streaming from his eyes and still staining his mouth. You, without realizing, suddenly feel a sharpness on your lip. Two slight pinpricks against your lower lip.
I'll reach up and touch my mouth.
You feel that your canines have grown much longer than you're used to and are now a pair of sharp, needle-like fangs.
Scott. Scott, you need to start explaining this right now.
You came in, and I needed food.
Yeah, you said that. What the fuck am I? What is happening? What did you do?
You're a kindred now.
A what?
You kids would call them vampires.
No. No. You're fucking joking. I'll reach up and touch my fangs again.
You touch your fangs, they're still there. And if you turn to look at the mirror, you would see a clear pair of fangs in your mouth. I knew letting you live with me was a bad idea. I should have just fucking paid for an apartment for you. I knew this would happen. Fucking did it anyway.
Wait a minute. You knew this was gonna happen?
I knew that keeping you here would have been a risk, because you were still living.
Wait,
but your
what?
mom wanted me to keep an eye on you.
Did you say where?
Parker, kid. And you hear his voice crack a little bit. You're dead now.
What?
I killed you. I drained you completely. You were dead. I couldn't let you stay dead.
No. You wouldn't do that. No.
Drain him dry. You hear a voice in your head. You're hungry. Why not? Look at him. He's got what we need. Just drain him dry. He killed you. Why not do the same to him?
No. What?
He looks at you as you mutter to yourself. You're hearing it, aren't you?
I just stare at him.
We all have one. We're not just normal people anymore. Being what we are, we have a monster inside of us, demanding the one and only thing it wants, which is to eat. It wants you to drain everyone dry, right? I bet it wants you to drain me right now because I'm the closest blood source.
What is it?
It's your beast, kid.
My what? Ugh. But I keep looking at him because he's still covered in blood. And he
grabs just a random shirt from your closet and just wipes his face with it.
No, not my Nirvana shirt. Ugh.
It's black. Calm down. Better get used to wearing black, because there's going to be a lot of mess in your future. Fuck. Assuming either of us has a future now.
What does that mean? What is that? What? Oh.
I didn't have permission to make you.
Permission from who?
You know how there's a government in this country, and in states, and in cities?
Yeah.
Well, most cities, at least major ones like this one, have what most conspiracy theorists would call a shadow government. Which is run by fucking vampires.
No.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You can believe it or not. You can believe it or not. Regardless, you're gonna be sinking your fangs into someone's throat at some point. Now, do you want to do that safely? Or do you want to just get caught by fucking Hush? Damn it!
By what?
I need to... I'm not gonna be able to hide you, fuck. Alright.
I don't care. I'm just hungry.
I know. Alright. Okay. He's gonna go over and he's gonna put his hands on your shoulder. I promise that I'm going to explain things to you as best I can. But we're gonna get you something to eat first.
Good.
And then I'm gonna have to take you to the Museum of Fine Arts.
The museum?
Yeah. And we're gonna have to talk to someone. But I'm gonna do the talking, okay?
Okay.
You're not gonna say a damn word.
Yeah, sure. Just how do I fucking eat?
Okay. Uncle Scott takes you and he leads you out of the apartment, puts you in his car. You go to St. Petersburg General Hospital, of all places, where he leads you to a section of the hospital that is usually only reserved for staff. And he speaks to a woman with bright red curly hair who gives you both some rather sharp looks before nodding and turning over a bag of blood for you to consume. Just a single bag, though.
Mm-hmm. This. Ugh.
He takes you back to the car with the blood bag, insisting that you drink it.
Okay, you're sure this is all real? This isn't just some fucked up prank?
Take a bite of the sink your teeth into the bags and then tell me that it's not real.
God, it's so gross. Oh, why does it look good? Okay, I'll do it.
You sink your fangs into the bag of blood and start sucking it down. It's cold, not exactly pleasant. It feels... It's not what you wanted. It's not what you wanted initially. You wanted warm blood. You wanted it from the tap, but it is what you wanted, ultimately. It's the sustenance you were seeking. While not palatable to you, it does make that ache go away for a little bit. Not fully, though. It's still there. But it's enough for you to have your head about you.
Don't feel any worse than I did when I woke up. Well, when I woke up the first time today.
Yeah, well, hopefully you wake up tomorrow, too.
What does that mean?
Means that we gotta go see Carmine.
Okay. Why does that sound so ominous?
Because he's going to decide whether or not we live or die.
You're joking.
You look.
You gotta
at
be
his face.
joking.
He is not even looking at you, staring straight at the road as he drives towards the downtown area. You're not going to say a fucking word. Understood?
I slam the empty blood bag down on the floor of the car. Fine.
We're going to if you say anything, you apologize. You tell him you're going to be good. You tell him you're going to learn. You tell him that you're not going to break the masquerade. You tell him that you're going to be a good Bruja who will listen to her sire.
A Bruja? I thought I was a vampire, not a witch. What?
There's different types of us, kid.
Okay.
But we're going to get it.
Can't I learn all this stuff first?
The longer we wait, the worse it'll be.
Fuck. This is worse than talking to the cops.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. He drives, eventually getting to the Fine Arts Museum. You get out of the car, and you enter the building, not knowing whether or not you're going to live past this night. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Thank you so much for listening to our episode, our little prologue vignette, and for meeting Parker and the rest of our Mementos coterie, the Labradors. Hopefully we will see you all here next week for our first episode of Mementos. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Mementos is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pack. The storyteller for Mementos is Nikki. Tonight's characters were voiced by Lilith, Rowe, Panshi, Lisha, and Wex. Visit our website at stpetbynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.